topic. It's a good one. Basically, it's what do you want help with? If you have any questions that you'd love to hear another person's perspective on, lay them on me. Reginald, I like young, immature women. Well, that's wonderful for you. And yes, Jonathan, it's been a long time. You bolofer. Sometimes I'm wondering, what language we're all speaking here. So anyway, like I said, if you have any questions, this is your opportunity to ask me anything you want. If there's things that have been on your mind about life itself, pursuit of happiness, any relationship issues, just let me know what they are. If you're on Instagram, let me know. If you're on YouTube, let me know. I don't do the WhatsApp thing. I don't do personal phone calls, so sorry about that. I was saying that is my problem with women. Oh, your problem with women is that you like young, immature women. Why do you like young, immature women? It's an interesting statement. I've never heard that before. Most people say I want to stay away from young, immature women. Let's see. Hi, Charlie. And hi to all you guys on Instagram here. Wave, 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 wave. Are you from New York? No, I'm originally from Chicago, and then I moved to Los Angeles, and 3 years ago I moved to Los Angeles. So here I am in Los Angeles. I do love New York, though, and my boyfriend is from New York, so I'm familiar with New York. Waving, waving. How do you guys like Mrs. Fletcher? Have you guys watched it yet? It's a really good show on Netflix right now. I saw someone as Fletcher Danny, so I thought about Mrs. Fletcher, the show. It's about a woman going back into the dating world again after a divorce, and her son goes off to college, and it's pretty funny. I mean, pretty true as well. Like how, she gets into watching porn and stuff like that. So anyway, like I said, I'm here for you guys if you want to ask me questions. What was the weirdest but successful pickup a guy used on you? Jonathan. So the weirdest and most successful. Well, one of them was actually a weird. What do you mean weird? Like I've had not successful, which is your last name Campbell because you are good, but I don't know. Picking up, I would say, how I met my boyfriend was pretty weird. So I was at a private party for his company he was working for, and his boss actually asked him, or it challenged him to say, if you can pick up this girl, you can come into work late the next day, and that's why he went after me. But actually turned out to be successful because now we're together for 11 and a half years. So that's a weird pickup line, right? On a dare type of thing. What's this? Impulsivity. I don't know what that means, impulsivity. Oh, you saw the show. And it was hot. Yes. Okay. I'm career driven. It helps me to stay focused. However, I'm working to break the bad habit, but it's hard. Reginald, so is your bad habit that you're too focused on your career and you can't get out of it and just enjoy your life? Life is short. You better start enjoying it now. Don't wait. That's all I got to say. And I know it is really hard when you're so focused on trying to accomplish something. You're working. Next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock at night and you haven't taken a shower. I get it. Karen Jackson, you sexy miss. I don't know what this means. Hi, Stephen. How are you? And Paul. And all right. Anyway, so if you just joined me now, I'm going to be answering all the questions here live. And then ultimately, this will become unlisted on YouTube, and I will put it on my Patreon. So if you haven't joined me on Patreon for as little as, I think it's $5, you can join me and get all this exclusive stuff. So you kind of want to be my family over there. Here, patreon.com/KarenLee. You can message me private stuff there that you want answered, that you don't want to answer in this chain, and things like that. And let's see what's going on here. Greek. I'm glad you're from Greece. All right. Da, 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 da. All right. If you have questions, go ahead and ask them because now is your opportunity. I know you've been waiting all your life to ask me questions. Hi, Karen. This is Calvin. I can't find cyber sex. Okay, thank you, Levy. Levy wants cyber sex. Kelvin saying, hi, Karen, tell me please about the women who are 50 plus. Is boring for them to have sex and did it have it as a second option? Did they want only friendship? Kelvin, I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Okay. Tell me please about the women who are 50 plus. Is it boring for them to have sex? And did they have it as a second option? Did they want only friendship? I'm not 100% sure what that means, but I think what you're saying is it boring for people that are 50 plus to have sex, women? And no, it's absolutely the opposite of it. Actually, women 50 plus love to have sex. I'm 50 plus and sex is a good thing. Jonathan, Mrs. Fletcher is good. My favorite scene is when she was shopping in a grocery store and has a hot daydream. So she's in a grocery store. She sees another woman who's doing one of these taste tests for some product. And she totally imagines herself like having this really hot lesbian scene with her. And it's just an imagery. So it was a very hot scene. I agree, Jonathan. Charlie, as I put away my groceries, I'm trying to find a question, but you have answered all of mine. You are a helpful lady. Charlie, we've talked, and I'm sure you've got a lot more questions. I know you. You're full of questions. Let's see. Yeah, Charlie was my patron. Let's see. Here it's www. Oh, they put a little smiley face here. Dot Patreon. I'm going to try to put this here so you guys can join me there. It's just more intimate to be there than here because I get to know you better. Post. And now I got to post it and keep it pinned. Pinned. All right, now you guys can join Patreon. Where would be a good place to meet older women? It appears social media has destroyed some of the society dating behaviors. Reginald, you know what? I just asked that question on my Instagram. So if you haven't gone to Instagram, check that out. I got all these different suggestions from all these different people about where to meet older women. Some of them were funny, like between my legs. Some of them were at my home. And some of them actually gave us really good tips on where, like what type of places they go to meet older women, which is basically anything, and or specific places like in their area that they go to. And when my book comes out, which could be in the year 2020, that's 2020. It sounded like far away, but that's actually this year. My book will be coming out and it's called Fuck Games, Date Cougars. Rory wants to know, how freaky are you? I'm just so freaky. I'm actually not. I'm kind of like, compared to some of the people that I know that do this kind of like, podcasts and vlogs and things like that about sex, I'm really kind of tame. But, I'm not going to lie and say I don't like sex. Of course I do. Let's see. So waving to all you guys. I'm so sorry if I missed people along the way here on Instagram. Let's see. Promo for the next Mrs. Fletcher episode. She shows she might sleep with one of her classmates at a community college. Like Jonathan, you kind of knew that was happening, right? So she goes back to take adult learning class and she finds one of her, actually it's her son's friend, or they set it up as a son's enemy, actually. I'm not going to do any WhatsApp with anybody. And that's another thing. If you want to meet an older woman, don't go, or any woman, if you want to meet any woman, don't just go asking her for her phone number or WhatsApp number or anything, because she's going to get like uncomfortable. Like, why would she give it to you? Unless you meet her and have a nice discussion with her and she wants to go out with you or see you or just hang with you, I would not go and ask for things like that because you're not going to get it. Okay, hello, you are American, I think. Yes, Antonio, I am Americano. Let's like the coffee. So yeah, let's see. I'm trying to wave at everybody, but I cannot keep up with the way. I can't keep up with it. All right, so where were we? Okay. I have a problem. I have no problem with women. Eric, you are a king among Men, you are just awesome. No problem. That's the first time I've ever heard that, actually. So if you guys have any questions, it doesn't have to be about women. Ask me about anything. Ask me about, what you might want help on deciding as far as a career, something like that. If you have any questions like that, I'd love to help you out. If you have no problems with women, that's great. What music have you been listening to lately? Charlie wants to know. Um, well, I like alternative rock. And so I just heard String Cheese Incident. That's an interesting jam band. I liked some of it, but I got a little bored after they went into, um, like jamming and stuff. If you like jam bands, that's a good one. But my favorite, in case you didn't look, if you look in the back here, you can see that's Spoon, Melissa Etheridge, Dave Matthews. I'm all over the board here. What else is there? Let's see. The Eagles and Arcade Fire. Yeah, this is here, I'll see if I can show you guys. There, these are concerts that I've been to all my life and made into a t-shirt blanket, which I now hung on the wall. Okay, so where are we here? I was listening to Nickelback this morning. Do you use Spotify? Of course I use Spotify, and yes, I love Nickelback too. I didn't know she might sleep with one of her classmates who is young enough. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan, my whole thing, and I think this show is trying to show you that it's not really about age. Age is a number. Fleetwood Mac was my first concert. They are so good, Charlie. I like classic country. Brendan, yeah, I've been getting into country too lately. By the way, country's good, right? What have I been up to lately? So my podcast is called Sex Talk with My Mom. You guys would really enjoy it. If I let this guy come into my live stream on Instagram, it may end up him whacking off or something. So I don't know how to stop that. So I can't let you in. Sorry. Hi, Hurt Locker here, present and accompanying Mr. Grilled Chicken. Hi. So Brian, I've been working on the podcast. It's called Sex Talk with My Mom. And if you guys put a thumbs up if you like Sex Talk with My Mom, the podcast that I do with my son. It's very funny. We interviewed Chris Carter. He is not the Pro Bowler, but he is an NFL player who just retired this year. He was on several teams, and he gave a great interview if you want to know behind the scenes of what's going on in pro football. His name is Chris Carter, and if you go to Sex Talk with My Mom, my podcast, and listen to that, let me know how you like it. You can always text us at yes, text mom. If you guys want to text us, I'm going to put it right here. Kurt, like you're dating your best friend. That's awesome. How's it going? Yes, text mom. Text us there or call us, leave a message. Let's see. Mastermind. I asked a woman for her number after we met at the grocery store, but she said, no, you're a stranger. So have a good day. It's fine that she rejected me. But isn't obvious that anybody you just met for the first time is a stranger? She could have said, no, I'm not interested. I have to go by. Well, I mean, I don't think you should take anything personally, Mastermind, because the truth of the matter is she doesn't know you. And maybe she's uncomfortable just saying, I'm not going to give you my number. So I wouldn't go right for the phone number before you just have a nice conversation. And as you're walking away, just say, hey, I'd like to see you again, and see what her response is. What am I selling and who are you? Spiky, how did you come to me? And what am I selling? I'm selling advice, but for free. So I guess I'm selling nothing. Yeah, I have a podcast, Spiky, and it's called Sex Talk with My Mom. And I'm writing a book called Fuck Games, Day Cougars. Hopefully you guys will read it and love it. Hurt Locker, she's not ready to kiss nor do anything sexual yet. We are both out of high school. However, we found a substitute for anything dirty. We wrestle and tickle each other. That's great. I mean, literally, the longer you can prolong that, the better it's going to be when you do have sex with her. I was talking to this lady about birds at Walmart, and she was in her 60s, but I found her quite sexy still. Yeah, people in their 60s are still sexy, believe it or not. I don't think it really matters about what number it is. Let's see. What is this you're saying here? What do you think about transgender women dating biological women versus dating biological men? I think whatever floats your boat, Jonathan. You want to be transgender, go for one person or the other. I just don't think it really matters. It's whatever you're into. And I don't know if that's the answer you were looking for, but that's the answer I'm given. Let's see. And I already had that talk. Should we get married? She wants 3 kids and a hand-built log cabin. Hurt Locker, I would not get married right now. You just started to date her, so or whatever you are with her, and you have plenty of time because you're still super young. Just take your time. There's no rush. If you're asking for my unsolicited opinion here, I'm doing fine, Hawaiian. How are you? Hi to 3 and okay. Greetings from Russia. Cool. Again, what are you? Oh, what are you saying? What am I saying? I'm saying hello. What are you saying? All right. Charlie, I love being single and stacking my bread. Okay, so that's another thing. If you are single and you're dating and you're able to save some money, that's cool. Put your thumbs up here if you like this video. Like I said, I'm going to put this video on my Patreon, which is pinned on Instagram, patreon.com/KarenLee. I hope I did it right. Oh, I didn't do it right. Shoot. All right, I'm going to have to unpin that comment and do it all over again. So it's www.patreon. Do you fuck fans? No. Pay shit. I am not a sex worker, believe it or not. Patreon. .com. Now then you got to put Karen Lee. Karen Lee. EE. I think that's it. Okay, good. Now the people on Instagram can join me on patreon.com/Karen Lee. Pin the comment. Okay. Also, she says if we get married, whatever sexual stuff goes. But okay, Her Locker, just don't run into this. I went to a friend's birthday dinner with her family and everything. I sit with her, she rubs on my hands. Her Locker, this is still, as much as this is good and I love it and I'm happy for you, just take it slow. Someone once referred to me, and relationships are like the difference between steel and aluminum. So aluminum, you get a really hot flash in the pan and it's over. And steel takes a long smoldering time to heat up. That's what I want you to be steel about this whole thing. What are your thoughts on male escorts? I've noticed guys that are extremely nice, respectful, yet know their worth, but still single. Maybe trade their personality traits, compassion and affection and time for money. Actually, on my podcast, we did interview a male. He didn't call himself an escort. I think he called himself a male companion or something like that. And again, just like I feel like there's men that have, just only have relationships with sex workers. Why wouldn't women? Would I? No, but that's just me. It's a pretty good live chat session so far, Karen. No one's being too creepy. You're right. No one's been creepy. Yay. I need to positively reinforce the non-creepy aspect of this live stream. Thank you for reminding me of that, Charlie. Let's see. Remarks. I just recently asked a woman I've known for over a year now out for a drink. I'm in my mid-20s and she's 53. That's going to be good. Did she say yes? And yeah, I think it's a good, I know it sounds like a crazy big distance in age. There's a big gap, I should say, but it really works well if you're at a certain point, and you have to get to a certain, if you're a certain life passage. So say you're at a point where you're just not looking for relationships. All you're looking for is just like this companion, fun, sex, whatever, with someone else that's older, wiser, and you're not going to end up being obligated to be in kind of like I must take you out this amount of time. I have to call you at this amount of time. There's no obligations. It's a good relationship. So let us know how that's going. Nice tan. Someone else said I have tan. I'm just out in the sun a lot because I live in California and there's really, nothing you can do. But yeah, I try to cover up as much as I can because it's not good for the old wrinkles. Israel Morales, icy nipples. Jeez, I don't know. Sometimes people act very immaturely. I'm proud of y'all. Okay. When nobody's been creepy. She did say yes, actually. Good, good. Okay, Jonathan, I'm sure that means something, but I'm not sure what that is. Hey, Bob is. Okay, so we've got about another 5 minutes or so. Any questions that you have? Now's the time. Don't be chicken. Do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know you're on here and dying to ask a question, but like, if I ask her, she's gonna embarrass me or something. And no, I don't do that. And I think if you have any questions, this is the time because, like I said, later on, it's going to be on a unlisted. Um, this chat will be unlisted. Headphone warning XD. Eh. It was kind of hot that I briefly yelled. I don't really yell. Hello from Concord, North Carolina. Hello there, Mick, the real Mick and Jen. I hope you have a wonderful day. Gotta run. Okay, Charlie. Is holding or rubbing hands considered cheating? Cheating on who? I mean, if you're married to someone for, 10 years and you're holding another girl's hand and rubbing it, I would consider that to be somewhat of an intimate advance. And if that's your, it depends on what your relationship is and who you've committed to. Israel is dad. What are you saying? Israeli dad? I don't know what you're saying. And if you're saying anything bad about Israel, I'm going to have to block you for the rest of eternity. Cheating is defined differently by the individual. Ryan, yeah, I mean, again, you want to be trustworthy, you want to be honorable. So there's a few things that I like to discuss. One is the book, The 4 Agreements, which I always recommend that everybody read, even just the first section of it, because in the 4 Agreements, the first one is always be impeccable to your word, like be true to your word, a good person. The second one is don't assume anything. Third one is don't take anything personally. And the fourth one is always do your best. So if you abide by those, you're going to really be way ahead of the game. Flying moose bite. I'm 24 and I started dating a 52-year-old woman 6 months ago, and it's been amazing so far. I love hearing that. Why is it amazing? And how did you come to be with her? And do you have any questions? Hello from Venezuela. Again, with the icy nipples. I do not get these. Let's see. Fundamentals. 1, 2, 4, 5. Hi, I just got to this restaurant a lot. I go to this restaurant a lot, and there's this nice looking girl there. I have only spoken to her a few times, but I have no idea how to ask her if she's single or even how to ask her out. So, fundamentals. The most important thing is for you to strike up a conversation with her as you would any friend or any stranger. Talk about what's going on in the room. Talk about what you're eating, drinking, what she's wearing, what you're wearing. What news event is on, what sport event is on. And then after you do all that, develop some sort of a rapport and a conversation going, then, get up and go to the bathroom, or just get up and leave and say, I've got to go. I'd love to see you again. What can I do to get your number? Something cute, funny, or you can even hand her your number and say, here's my number. If you ever want to go out, call me. I've done that and it's worked. But the main thing is just be a good, non-creepy friend and see where it goes. The only thing, okay, so the Remax is talking about something else. The only thing is that she is recently divorced and just came out of a long-term relationship, trying not to be insensitive. Remax, it's a perfect time to be with a older woman is when she's just coming out of her being in a long-term marriage, which she probably didn't have much sex. And if she did, it was probably shitty after a while. So it's a good time to swoop on in there. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Swoop in. So you wouldn't be insensitive at all if you started talking to her. Or is it okay if young boys date older women? Spiky. Yes. How old though are young boys? I mean, at least legal, right? Okay. Israel Morales, put on a nightgown. I'm not going to put on a nightgown. And if you keep dictating what I should be wearing and talking like an immature child, I will ban you and you will never be allowed back on. Peter, hi Karen, with lubricant, can you recommend fully vegan and pure lubricants? Yes, there are all kinds. And if you go to Sex Talk with My Mom, the website, and ask us a question there about it, we will give you our best recommendations for lube. Somewhere, let's see. Uh, Fundamental 1245. Spike up a conversation with her. How do you handle this job so well? There you go. That's a good idea. It doesn't sound like she's working there though. Fell gun. How do you approach a woman to go on a date but don't want to ruin the current friendship, but are scared or nervous? Any recommendations or tips? Um, So this is a very common thing that you start out as friends and then you're like, oh, I'm getting attracted to this person. What do I do? And she might be feeling the same way. I guess the best way is to just come right out and say how you're feeling, because if she's a good person and she's not interested in you, she'll just say, hey, let's just keep it as friends. And if she's not a good person, you don't want to be with her anyway. If she's a good person and she's interested in you, then you have a shot at going out with her. So I guess the main thing is just to be honest and communicate what you're thinking in a non like pushy way. Uh, any cougar milfs on the speed dating scene? I bet there are, Ryan. I don't know, but apparently, you can find, women on any of these sites. Older women, that is. I met a woman I'm dating through the internet, and to my great surprise, she was actually really attracted to me. Thank God. Yeah, that's how you met her, right? Flying moose bite. It's not surprising because older women are very attracted to the youth of younger guys. It's a good combination. You're welcome for answering, Peter. I just don't understand what you speak. I'm sorry, Antonia. I'll try to go slowly. I know I'm talking quickly. We got about another minute or so. If anybody has any more questions, I will be happy to answer them. So that's about it. Like I said, like this video, make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss the next live stream. If you've got any questions, you can put them. I'm going to leave this video up for a little bit, but then I'm taking it down because I'm going to put it on my Patreon. And if you don't know where that is, it's patreon.com/KarenLee. Go join me there and we can have more of a discussion and you'll be part of my intimate group of Patreon patrons that I have there. And if anybody's a patron here, thank you for being a patron. All right. You can like my fish. Okay. And you can like my fish. I don't know what that means. I love you too, Michael Nash. Let's see. All right. So that's it. I'm going to say goodbye to my Instagram peeps. Bye-bye. See you soon. Make sure to subscribe. Share the story. Okay. And that's it. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.